Good evening, students. Today we are going to learn about the cone, sphere, and hemisphere. We will learn how to calculate the lateral surface area, total surface area, and volume of cone, sphere, and hemisphere. In our previous classes, we have learned about the cuboid, cube, and cylinder. So regarding the surface area, there can be two kind of surface area. One is called lateral surface area, another one is called total surface area. So total surface area is obtained by adding the surface area of base, surface area of top in the lateral surface area. And volume is calculated by considering their base area multiplied by height. If the base area is uniform throughout, but if not uniform, then this formula is not applicable. So just as a matter of recall, for cuboid, lateral surface area is given by 2HL plus B, and total surface area is given by twice of LH plus BH plus LB. It is this one. And volume of cuboid is obtained by multiplying the length, breadth, and height of the cuboid. And for a cube, all these LBH are equal and it is denoted by A. So LSA is obtained by 4A square, and TSA is obtained by 6A square, and volume is obtained by A cube. For the cylinder, we have the radius and the height. So LSA or CSA is obtained by 2 pi r into h, and TSA is obtained by 2 pi r bracket h plus r. But volume is obtained by pi r square h. This thing we have learned in our previous two lectures. If you have doubt, please refer those lectures. So today we are going to learn about the cone. What is this cone? First we will understand that. Like cylinder, this cone have one circular area that may be the base or maybe the top, and another a very sharp tip or apex. So this circular area or circular boundary can be calculated by applying the formula for the circle, but for this the curved, which is continuously decreasing and meeting to a vertex, its area have to be calculated by considering one new concept called salient length. So that we will understand. Now, like cylinder, if you are opening this cylinder through its height and rolling it out, you will get a rectangle. In the similar fashion, here, if a cone you are given, so for this cone, this is the circular area. Circular area means it always have a radius r. So, and this base, the center of the circular area, or center of the base, or center of the apex, wherever the circular area is, only one circular area, other one is the tip or vertex. So it is found that this tip or apex or vertex, the single point, is just above the center of this circular area, and this distance between the center of the base or circular area and the tip or vertex is called height h. So you are observing that this cone is what? Cone is like a funnel in which the opening or one area is the complete disc, while the other area is the complete salient, means the curve with decreasing radius. Like this is the radius at the apex. What is the radius? Radius is almost 0. So this length from this apex to this base is called as salient length. So this salient length can be calculated by knowing the height h and radius r of this cone. So there is a relation. So that we have to keep in mind. Now if we are opening this cone by cutting this cone along the salient length just with a straight line, then open it, you will get a part of circle, not the complete circle, in which the center of this circle, this is not the base, but this is the point. If we consider the point which is the tip of this cone as P, consider this as P, then this point is P. If you are considering the other point say as A, then this will be the A and B. A and B are here already shown. So student, this radius of the opened circular section, it is basically the sector that we will learn in class 10th. So this sector have the radius as L. L is what? L is the salient length. L is not the radius. So here two kind of things are there. One is the length along this surface, which is slanting. Slanting means the decreasing radius. And another one is radius of this base. And the tip is exactly above the center of circular area, means just above the O. So that PO is called height of this cone. L is called the salient length. So this thing we have to keep in mind, students. So right here, this L indicates your slant length. This R is the radius of cone, as like the radius of cylinder, and H is the height of cylinder. So keep in mind, student, height is always perpendicular from their base and salient length is inclined. In this way, we are getting that a triangle OPA is formed, in which this OP is perpendicular to OA, because OA is radius which is of the circular base and OP is just a vertical line above this circular area. So by this way, by knowing the height h and radius r, the L can be calculated. So how that length is calculated, that we are going to learn. So let us go for calculating the relation between LBH. So for a cone, students, this cone may be drawn by taking the circular area as base and a tip just above the center of this base. Join it. If this is the point O, so in this case, we have this base, means the circular area I have taken as the base, or you may also draw like this, taking the circular boundary above and means taking the circular boundary as the top surface and the vertex at the bottom, though it's quite difficult to hold it with this one, means like you are taking the ice cream. So that cone is this one. So whether you draw like this or this, The simple way of drawing is the first one is called as the cone, the other one is called as the inverted cone. Again we have the radius for this circular area. That radius is obtained by joining the center of the circular area with their periphery, means the circumference, and height is obtained by joining the center of the circular area with the apex. So let me take this point as P, the point as P. So we have to be careful while drawing this figure. So here we are observing that this P is just above the O, where O is the center of circular area of the cone. So this is the circular area. So we have to mark it carefully. So this area is your circular area. This may be the base or maybe the apex. This is the tip or apex or as a vertex of cone. Then O to P, O is what? O is the center of circular area of cone. And O means from the center you can draw the radius for this cone. Let me take a point A here. Then O to A is the radius of the cone. So let us mark R as the radius of the cone, O as the center of the cone. So this R is the radius of the cone, radius of cone. And O to P, it is marked as height H of the cone. It is height of cone. Now here we are getting that R is on the base or on the circular area, and H is from the center of circular area to P means inside. It is inside the cone. It is not visible. And other on the surface, we can have a length in this direction, and it is denoted by L. So this length from a point on the circular area or circular boundary of the base and the top or vertex of the cone is denoted by L, and this L is called as your slant length. Slant length. So these things we have to understand very carefully. So what are the things available for describing a cone? A radius R of their circular area, the height H of the cone, which is distance between the vertex of the cone and the center of circular area, and length L of the cone. This length is over the circular boundary in slanting, means inclined fashion, means it is like this. So therefore, this way the cone can be described. So here in first figure we have drawn the cone with base as the circular area. It may be drawn with bottom as the vertex and the upper one as the circular area. Like the ice cream that we are taking, it is in the shape of this one only. So the denotation and everything remains the same. Whether you are drawing this way the cone or this way, that doesn't make any difference. Now here we have to understand carefully that if we are considering OP, it is OP. So O is the center of the circular area and P is the vertex. And another point A that we have considered on the boundary of this circular area. So in this case we are observing that AOP is what? A triangle is formed with
Right angle.
yes, it is a right angle triangle with perpendicular as the height of the cone and base as the radius of the cone, and the length along the surface we have denoted it by L. Get it? So this way we can write a relation between R, H and L. What is that? So right, in triangle AOP, in triangle AOP, Chandan is trying to join. Triangle AOP, the angle O or angle AOP is 90 degree. This implies it is a right angle triangle. Right angle triangle. Therefore, by Pythagoras theorem, we can write like this. So the hypotenuse is the side just opposite to right angle. So here it becomes APA square is equals to sum of a square of other two sides, means AOA square, which is including the right angle, plus OPA square. So this L square can be written as R square plus H square. Therefore, by knowing R and H, L can be calculated by taking the sum of their squares, then you have to take the under root. So this is the relation between the salient length, radius and the height H. So this relation you have to keep in mind, student. Very first, it is important because the salient length L help us in calculating the lateral surface area. So first, L can be calculated by knowing the radius R and height H of the cone. So what are the relation here? So first let us enumerate it here. So the salient length L is obtained by R square plus H square. It is this one. This length L is called as the salient length, where this L is called as slant length. So slant length is along the surface of the cone. Now we can have two kind of area, students. One is the area of this circular base or circular top. Another one is the area along the curve along the salient length. So this area may be marked like this. See, one is this one. This yellow one can give you the area for the lateral surface or curved surface. It is this one. And this circular one is obtained by pi r square. So lateral surface area is the yellow area in this figure. So right, one is the lateral surface area of cone. Lateral surface area of cone. So this lateral surface area of cone is obtained in term of the saline length. But the saline length L can be calculated with the help of R and H. This lateral surface area LSA, also called as curved surface area, and is obtained by how? Do you have any idea for this lateral surface area? A student, it is obtained by pi r, and that have to be multiplied with length L. So keep in mind, it is not pi r square h or not the only pi r square, but it is pi r L. Get it? It is this one. The next one is total surface area. Total surface area is obtained by adding area of circumference of circle. Area of the circular base in this LSA. So it is LSA plus how many other area are left? Only one, student. It is the area pi r square only, which is the circular. So its area is obtained by pi r square.
Pi r square.
Yes, so area of base only pi r square. Understand? The other point is just a tip which do not have any area. So we need to add only the area of base. Or if you are drawing the inverted cone, then that is called as the area of their top. So only one circular area plus one circular area. So what is this? It is our pi RL plus very good. So this is circular. So pi r square. So taking pi and r as common, what we can have? We can have L plus R. Are we getting? So TSA is obtained by taking pi r outside. Then L plus R you have to take. It is this one. Okay, student? So you should be careful. A student, can you recall for cylinder, what was the TSA?
2 pi r plus h.
Yes?
2 pi r h.
Pi r plus r plus h.
2 r plus r h plus. 2 pi r plus h.
Good. R plus H or H plus R. So a student, compare these two just to understand. A student, it appears as the formula is similar, but many times students are getting confused. So a student, for TSA of cone, we do not have the H, but rather it is the L. And we do not have the factor 2. Here the factor 2 is there, and in place of L, we have the H. Get it? So that difference you have to keep in mind while you are writing. Now let us come for the volume of cone. So volume of cone. A student, it is very interesting that if you are making a cone like this one or this one, whatever the way, and you fill it with the water, means make it hollow cone, and put it in the cylinder, the water, then turn it into the cylinder of same radius and same height, then you can place 3 times the water that can be held in this cone into the same kind of cylinder. So the formula is very simple. Volume of cone is 1/3 volume of its cylinder. Its students are joining too late here. How I shall admit them? So corresponding cylinder means what, student? If you have the cone with the radius r, then you have to make a cylinder with the same radius, and then you have to find the volume of the cylinder, then you have to get the 1/3 of that cylinder. Means what? If I have a cone of this radius r and height h, then if you are making a cylinder with the same radius and with the same height, so make the same radius and keep the same height h, then this volume of this cylinder is obtained by how? Pi r square into h. But the volume of this cone can be obtained just by putting the factor 1/3 before this pi r square h. So it's so simple kind of thing. Getting? So therefore the volume is obtained by 1/3 pi r square into h. A student, again recall that this formula for the volume of volume of cone do not depends on their salient length, but it depends on the height of the cone. Getting? So these are the 4 important formula for the cone. Very first is calculating the salient length by knowing their radius and height. Why the salient length is important? Because with the help of salient length we can calculate the curved surface area as pi r l, one thing, and total surface area as pi r bracket r plus l. So this salient length l is helpful in calculating the surface area, but the salient length is not required for calculating the volume, because volume is obtained by 1/3 of pi r square h. No l is there. Okay, student? So this way you have to keep in mind. Where what are the corresponding denotation? We had already denoted here. Okay, student? So these are the 3 important formula that you have to keep in mind. So where L denotes the salient length, R denotes the radius of cone. Radius of cone is the radius of circular area or circular section of the cone, and H is the height of the cone. So in this case we have a new quantity called salient length L, obtained by under root of r square plus l square. So these 3 denotations are very important. You have to keep in mind which is denoting which one. So this was all about the cone. Yes, tell me.
Sir, in volume of cone, how we got 1/3, sir?
See this, how we are getting 1/3. Exact derivation of this you will learn in class 12. It is obtained with the help of integration. But in your book at your level, you have to just understand, if you are taking the water in this cone and going to put it to the cylinder, then you are able to place the 3 times the volume of water in that cone into the corresponding cylinder. Corresponding cylinder means the cylinder having same radius and same height, then that cylinder will get filled. So this way we can say the volume or capacity of the cylinder, capacity of the cone is 1/3 that of the cylinder, or the capacity of the cylinder is 3 times the capacity of its cone. So student, how this cone is obtained from a cylinder, you can understand like this one. Even if you consider a cylinder like this one, so this is a cylinder, you may consider the 2 center, let us consider this as P and this as Q. Now if you join any of this cylinder get converted into the cone, means we are joining like this one of the circular area and the center on the other base of the cylinder. So this part, this way, whatever this obtained is our cone. And whatever this one is the circular base. Is it okay? So it is indication of that such a 3
Sir,
Your voice is not audible.
Yes, students. So regarding the cone, we have learned 4 important formula. The very first is calculation of the salant length. L is under root of R square plus H square. Another is their LSA, means the lateral surface area or curve surface area. So this is obtained by pi RL. Then their TSA, this is obtained by pi RL plus R. Then their volume is obtained by 1/3 of pi R square H. So student, these are the 3 important, total 4 you may call. So these are the 4 important formula related to cone that you need to keep in mind. Okay, so applying these 4 formula, you can calculate or solve all the questions based on this cone. A student, another thing, that total rate or total cost that we are already knowing is obtained by their area multiplied by their cost or the rate. So that we have learned earlier. So sometimes this is also useful. Now let us go for solving some of the question based on this cone. So this is the question taken from exercise 13.3. I'm going to solve the question number 6. In question number 6, the salant height and base diameter of a conical tomb are 25 meter and 14 meter. Means how is this? So a tomb is there which have a circular base, or it is in the shape of cone. So radius of this will be something, and the top one is in this shape. like your birthday cap you people are using, the same thing. So the center O, let us consider the point as P. So it is given that salient length means which one is given? This length L is given to us, student. Okay, so be careful what is given in the figure. So here it is given that salient length. So right, for the L of the conical tomb is 25 meter. Another one is the diameter. So student, how is this radius obtained? Obtained by diameter
14 by 2.
Very good. So
7 meter.
14 by 2, it becomes 7 meter. So these two things are obtained for this cone. Okay, student, we need to calculate what the total cost. Find the cost of whitewashing of the curved surface. It is given that only the curved surface that you have to take, not the circular base. That area is not required because it is asking for CSA. So question is here, CSA is equals to what? First you need to calculate that, then this CSA you have to multiply it with the cost. So total cost, that is obtained by multiplying CSA with the rate, means rupees per square meter or per meter square. It is given that the cost of painting of 100 meter square is 210. So what is the rate here? So you may write like this, or that we may do later. A student, in this case it may be asked for calculating the volume also. So right here, also calculate the volume of the tomb. So this third thing that we will calculate here is the volume of tomb. These two things. Here what are given? The salient length is given, the radius is given, also it is given that cost of
Whitewash.
yes, whitewashing of 100 meter square is rupees 210. So you should be careful. For whitewashing of 100 meter square, it is 210. So what is the rate of whitewashing? So rate of whitewashing, it simply means for 1 meter square, how much rupees is required? So it will be 210 divided by 100.
210 divided by 100.
Yes, this much rupees per meter square. This way you have to write. Or you may write this as 2.1 rupees per meter square. Because this rate have to be multiplied with the curved surface area to calculate the total cost. Okay? Even this rate is calculated by considering the surface area given and the rupees for that. Students, so let us continue. First we need to calculate the CSA. What is the CSA in this figure? Means we need to calculate only this curved part, not the circular part. Okay, students? So we need to first calculate this. So calculate it. Here CSA, curved surface area. What is the formula for CSA? Very good. Pi RL.
22 by 7 into
22 by 7 into 7 into 25.
Very good. So here already R and L is given, so no need to calculate the H for this CSA. So substitute 22 by 7 into R is 7 into L is 25. 7 can be cancelled. So how much it becomes, students? Yes, can you tell me? Yes.
550. 550.
50.
Very good. So it is simply 22 multiplied by 25. So it
550.
becomes 550. What is the unit? Unit is equally important, student. Meter square. So a student, now from this CSA, the total cost we have to see. So since for the white wash of 100 meter square, it is 210. For 1 meter square, it is 2.1 rupees per meter. So for 550 meter square, what will be the cost?
Into
Therefore,
2.1 into
total
2.1.
cost of white wash. Very good. White wash is equals to, it is the CSA have to multiply it by the rate of white wash. Rate of white wash. The rate we have already, rate is always given in the term of rupees per meter square or per centimeter square. Here both are in meter square, so it's okay. So 550 multiplied by 2.1. Student, if you have any doubt, then you can understand the cancellation of unit like this one. So 551 meter is
1155.
very good. So you may write or write like this way also, 550 meter square multiplied by rate is our 2.1 rupees per meter square. Per meter square means it is in denominator. So meter square are getting cancelled. This way you will reach to the correct unit in term of rupees only. Yeah, student. What is the calculation? How much it become?
1155
rupees. So this much is the answer. Okay, student. It was this one. So the cost we have calculated. So these were the two things we have calculated. Now the third one is our volume of cone.
Volume.
Or volume of tomb is equals to what? So student, for calculating the volume,
R square.
very good. It is 1/3 of pi r square h. But are we given with h here? Observe carefully. We are given with the salient length L and radius R. But we need h. Okay. So how? So first we need to calculate this h is equals to what? Then we have to substitute. So right, since L square is equals to, what is there? H square plus R square or R square plus H square, you may write. So this L is already given here. L is our salient length, student. So it becomes 25 square is equals to this h we need to calculate. So keep it as it is.
Plus 7 square.
H is 7 square. So for this you need to calculate this h. So 25 square minus 7 square is equals to h square.
H square.
So what is the value of h? You have to take their under root. But I have told you, for easier calculation, it is in the form of a square minus b square. So 25 plus 7 can be written.
25 plus 7, 25 minus 7.
Very good. 25 minus 7 can also be written. It becomes the h square. So from this, the h can be calculated easily, means their square root can be calculated. These two are in product. So 25 plus 7 is how much? 32.
32.
And 25 minus 7 is 18. So h square. So for calculating the h square, h, from this h square, what you need? You need to take the square root. 32 into 18 is equals to h. Okay, student? Because it was the h square. So you have to take the h. So how? You have to do the factorization. Do it. So it can be written as 16 into 2 into 2 into 9. Can I write like this? Is equals to h. Why I have written? From this 16 we can take the 4 out. From this 2 into 2 we can take one of the 2 out, and from this 9 I can take 3 out. So this implies 4 into 2 into 3 is equals to h.
24.
24.
24.
Very good. So h is 8 2s are, sorry, 4 2s are 8 3s are 24 meters. So a student, from this salient height we have calculated their original height. Why we have calculated? This height is required for calculation of volume. So this way this is done. Therefore, after what you have to do like this. Therefore, volume of Tom is obtained by substituting 1/3 of pi r square h. Now substitute. 1/3 is the for the formula 1 by 3
into 22 by 7 into 7 square into 24.
Very good. So student, you have to do that. So 7 square into h. Now we have calculated. So that was important. This was the importance of h. So h was 3 with this 8. So it becomes 22 into one of the 7 into 8. So it is 22 into 56. Yeah.
1232 meter cube.
Yes, how much?
1232
meter cube.
Meter cube.
Very good. So unit is very important, student. So this is our final answer. This way the volume is also calculated. So surface area, volume, salient length, everything we have calculated, and the questions are very easy. Okay, student? The same way. Now let us come to the question number 7, which is very easy. I will just give you the hint, and you have to do. Joker cap is in the form of right circular cone of base radius 7 centimeter and height 24. Okay, student? So for this 7, what we have? The base radius. Yes, the radius is given in this
height
form.
is 24 centimeter.
Yes.
Height 20.
This is base radius is 7 centimeter and the height h is given as 24 centimeter. A student, what we need to calculate the salient length. Why? Because we need to calculate the area of seat required. Area of seat required will be how much?
TSA.
Area of their curved surface area. So Joker cap, you are already knowing cap is open from their base. So base area you need not add in it. Okay, student? So area of seat for the 7th, area of seat is equals to the CSA. It is obtained by pi r into L. So 22 by 7 into r is already 7. Now L we need to calculate. How to calculate this?
L is equal to
L square is equal to R square plus
L is equal to R square plus H square in root.
Very good. So here we have to
L is equal to root of R square
7
plus H.
square plus 24 square. A student, we have obtained this as the 25 square, means 625 it become. So L is under root of 625. So it is 25 centimeter. Okay? Because from 25 and 7 we have obtained the 24. The same thing is this one. So now I need to put here 25. Okay, students? So just cancel this 7. Multiply your 22 with the 25. You will get 550.
550 meter square.
Centimeter, students. Okay?
Centimeter.
So it is for how many cap?
One
it is
cap.
for one cap. So these have to be multiplied with
210.
Another 10 such cap is required. Okay, student. So you have to multiply this with the 10. So it becomes 5500 centimeters.
5,500
Yes.
centimeters square.
So area of seat required, you shall CSA multiply by 10. So it is multiplied by 10. Okay. We had calculated the CSA and multiplied by 10. We have got this. So I have given you the hint for the question number 7. If the total surface area is required, at that time the base area you need to add in it. Okay. Keep in mind, for the surface area, we do not need the height, we need their salant length. Even if the height and radius are given, first we need to calculate their salant. For calculating the volume, you need 1/3 of pi r square h. You need the height. So these things you have to keep in mind while substituting the values. So this was all about the cone. Now let us go for the next topic called sphere. This sphere is a spherical ball, like your football or any kind of ball. It is three-dimensional. The distance from the center is always constant. To denote this sphere into this 2 dimension and avoid the confusion that whether it is representing a circle or a sphere, to avoid that confusion, another circular, basically the elliptical line is drawn here, which is indicating that it is a circle, which is some part is inward and some are projected outward. Okay, so it is denoted like this. So whether you denote from the center O on the bigger circle as R, or whether you denote from this even to the circle drawn in flat form, which is denoting the circular area, this is also R. So all are R here. Okay, student? So in this case, for the sphere, we are getting that it cannot have any base or top. So in this case, the total surface area will be same as the lateral surface area. So no difference between the TSA and LSA. So you can write here, no top or base. This implies their CSA is same as their TSA. Okay, students? Why CSA is same as TSA? Because no specific other part that we can calculate and add in it. All are like the curve. So whether you call this as CSA or lateral surface area LSA mean the same thing. It is same as TSA. Therefore, the surface area, whether it is asked for the surface area of a sphere or CSA of a sphere or TSA of a sphere, all mean the same thing. So LSA or CSA or same as TSA of a sphere, and it is obtained by 4 pi r square. It's only one formula. So there is no two formula, one for TSA, another for CSA. Okay? And for volume calculation is done with the help of integration, and that you will learn in class 12. So volume is calculated by this formula, 4 by 3 pi r cube. Know the radius of this sphere and volume can be calculated. Okay, student? So it's so simple kind of thing. So only two formula for this. It's very easy. One is 4 pi r square. Keep in mind what makes difference from the circle. For the circle, it is 2 pi r square. But here for this sphere, it is our 4 pi r square. Yes, students, are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That differences you shall keep in mind to avoid the confusion. Otherwise, these things are creating confusion. So these two are only reforming. So it was about the sphere. Another one is called as the hemisphere. Let me write for that one also. Hemisphere. Hemisphere is nothing but it is
Half of
half
sphere.
of a sphere.
Half of sphere.
Very good. So how this half of a sphere can be obtained? By dividing the sphere into the two equal parts. So if this is the complete sphere, I am going to divide it by a plane into two equal parts. By cutting it, you will get this surface as the circular one. Are you getting? It will be this circular one. And this upper half will be separated from the lower half. So we need to take only the lower half or one half. Any one can be taken, whether the lower or upper, any one of these can be taken. Let me take this lower half. So the upper half can be removed from here. Are you getting? So how it become? It become like this. So it is the hemisphere. If one is interested in taking the upper half, one may cut like this. May take the upper half. So let us keep the upper half only. Keeping this upper half and removing the lower halves, what we are able to get like this. Getting us, students? So both of these are the hemisphere. It have the center and the same radius, the center O and the same radius. So whether you draw like this or this, but in this case we are getting two kind of surface area we have. One is the curved one, another one is the circular one. Like for the cone, these are the circular ones. So once you have to take only one at a time. Another one is this curved one. So this curved one may be considered. So this is the curved one. Getting? So this way,
This.
two kind of surface area we have in this case. One is the curved, another one is the circular. So we can write for this. It is the curved surface area, and this is the circular area. So this way we can define two kind of surface area for this. So right, one is called as the CSA or lateral surface area of hemisphere. How it is obtained? A student, it is exactly half of that of the sphere. So everything just get half, because for a sphere the outer surface area have got divided into the two. So it is half into 4 pi r square. It becomes 2 pi r square. And this circular area, it always have the value pi r square because it is like a disk. So curved surface area we have calculated here as the 2 pi r square. Therefore, the total surface area TSA in this case is obtained by adding CSA with circular base. Only one circular area means it is our 2 pi r square CSA, and circular area have the value pi r square. Pi r square and 2 pi r square, the same kind of quantity, so it becomes 3 pi r square. Okay, student. So TSA is your 3 pi r square, but CSA or LSA is your 2 pi r square. So this difference for the hemisphere you have to keep in mind. So two kind of area is possible for this hemisphere. Another one is the volume. How is the volume? Volume
2 by 3.
is half of the sphere volume. So 1 by 2 for a sphere it is
2 by 3 pi r cube.
Pi r cube. So these two and these two getting cancelled. What is left is
Pi
2
r
in
cube.
numerator by 3 pi r cube. Therefore, the volume of hemisphere is obtained from the formula 2/3 of pi r cube. Is it okay, student? So these are the things that we need to keep in mind. Volume of hemisphere is obtained from the 2/3 of the pi r cube, but volume of the sphere is obtained by 4 by 3, means twice that of the hemisphere. Another notable point, LSA and CSA for the complete sphere is 4 pi r square, but for the hemisphere, its curved surface area or lateral surface area is half of that of the sphere, so it becomes 2 pi r square. But total surface area is 3 pi.
3 pi r square.
So these things we need to keep in mind. Okay, student? So these were the total formulas that we have written. Now let us apply this concept for the questions. So the question I have taken from your textbook is like this. So let us take the question number 4 first. So the very first you have to draw the figure. The radius of a spherical balloon increased from 7 centimeter to 14 centimeter. Means initially this sphere have the radius r1, you may call as the 7 centimeter. Now this balloon, the radius have increased to r2 is equals to 14 centimeter. So it is like 2 sphere. Okay, it simply means the radius we have put on this figure. As air is being pumped into it, find the ratio of their surface area. Okay, student. Also the ratio of their volume. The ratio of volume, that we will do also. Both things we will calculate. So students, how to calculate the surface area of a sphere 1, or you may call this as a sphere or a spherical?
4 pi r square.
Yes, and this as the sphere 2. So for the first sphere, we have the radius 7 centimeter. So let us call the surface area of this first sphere as S1. So for the sphere, how many surface area is there? Only one kind of surface area. So don't worry for whether it is LSA or TSA. So the surface area for 1 is 4 pi r 1 square that we need to do. And how to calculate the surface area for this tube? 4 pi r 2 square we need to take. Okay, students? Students, we need to calculate the ratio. So no need to substitute the value like 4 into 22 by 7. First, let us take the ratio, then we will substitute the values. So ratio of the surface area of 2 in 2 cases. So write ratio of surface area. Ratio means what? Means it is like surface area of balloon 1 or a sphere 1, you may write, by the surface area of a sphere
Balloon 2.
2. Yeah, balloon 2. Substitute. Just substitute very first the formula itself. It is like 4 pi r1 square divided by the other one is 4 pi r2 square. What we are getting? 4 pi, same kind of quantity. So it will get cancelled. It is like r1 by r2 their square. Means r1 square by r2 square. Or you may take this as common also. R1 by R2 whole square. Since by in index we have learned in case of radix, a to the power m divided by b to the power m can be written as a by b whole to the power m. Okay. Now we can substitute the radius because the two radius are given. So this is first one is 7 by 14 their square. So this getting cancelled by the 2 terms. So numerator become 1, denominator become 2. There is square. So it is like 1 square by 2 square simply. So it is like 1 by 4 is the answer. A student, keep in mind here, since it is a ratio, so unit will not be there because the unit meter square will get cancelled. So ratio of surface area is how much, a student? So numerator is 4, so write this as 4.
1:4.
Numerator is 1, denominator is 4, so write as 1:4. This way somewhere written. It's all. Now let us consider for the volume. How the volume can be calculated? If the volume calculation is required, volume for first can be calculated by 4 by 3 pi r1 cube. Volume for the second can be calculated by 4 by 3 pi r2 cube. Okay. So right, let us calculate the ratio of their volume also. Ratio of volume. So volume of sphere 1 by the volume of
Sphere 2.
very good. So sphere 2. What is the formula for the first that we have written? 4 by 3 pi r1 cube, and in denominator also 4 by 3 pi r2 cube. Student, 4 by 3 is the same kind of factor in both numerator and denominator. That is being cancelled. So it is like r1 cube by r2 cube. Or you may also write this as r1 by r2 their whole cube. So here, what is r1 r2? 7 by 14 their cube. Can be cancelled 2 times. So it is like our 1 by 2 their cube. So this cube is for numerator as well as the denominator. So it is like 1 by 8 is the answer. Therefore, ratio of volume is how much, student? 1:8. This way you can calculate. So questions are very easy. You have to just understand. Now let us come for a new kind of question. A hemispherical ball. So let us go for the question number 5 now. So in the question number 5, a hemispherical ball is given to you. The bowl that in which you are eating the pulses and other thing. So let me solve the question number 5. So first you draw the figure. Bowl in hemispherical shape means half of the sphere is there. So first draw it properly. So that have a circular opening and it will have the curve area like this one. Okay, it is like this. So this is the opening which have the radius r, or even from here to here also, anywhere you draw, it is always r. Okay, in this case this is the circular area and the other one is the curve one. Curve one may be drawn like this. So we are getting like this. Okay, students? So this way. So hemispherical ball made of the brass has inner diameter 10.5. So in this case here the inner diameter is given. The same. The ball, the inner diameter means it is like the hollow sphere basically. The diameter is given. So radius will be how much? D by 2.
5.2.
10.5 by 2. Very good. You may write this as 5.25. The unit is centimeter. Find the cost of tin plating it on the inner side at the rate of this. Again, the rate is given here. So what is the rate? The rate is 16 rupees for 100 centimeter square. So rate should always be written in the term of per centimeter square. It is like 16 by 100 rupees per centimeter square, or 0.16 rupees per centimeter square. Okay, this is the rate. So total cost is equals to how much? Total cost, if I want to calculate, is equals to which kind of area is required? CSA of hemisphere multiplied by the rate that we need. This will be the final formula. How to calculate this? The CSA of hemisphere by the formula 2 pi r square, only this much, into the rate. We will substitute it. It is like our 222 by 7. The radius here is how much? 5.25 or 10.5 by 2 you may keep. Any value you may keep. So 10.5 by 2, let me keep like this one, a square. This becomes the pi r square. Means 2 pi r square into the rate is given as into 0.16. Keep in mind, both unit are the centimeter. No need to convert the unit. They are in the same unit. Go for the simplifying this. Student, how to simplify? For that, you shall do the simplification or cancellation one by one. So better to write the square as the product of 2. means 10.5 by 2, 10.5 by 2 time, and 0.16. Then 7, you can cancel this 7 with this one. 7 1 just 7, then 0.35, so 1.5.
Sir, 2 and 11.
Yes, students, we were calculating the total cost. So just we have substituted the CSA of hemisphere and multiply it by the rate. For the CSA, the area is pi r square, 2 pi r square it is. So substitute 2 into 22 by 7, and r is our 10.5 by 2, diameter by 2, their square, and the rate is 0.16 because 16 rupees for 100 centimeter square was there. So we have taken this. So just on simplifying this, the simplification I have done here. So cancelling, finally you will get the rate as 27.72 rupees. So answer will be in rupees. This was all about the question number 5. Now let us come to question number 6. Find the radius of a sphere whose surface area is this much. So draw a sphere. So this is the sphere. For question number 6 I have drawn this. Here it is given that radius you need to calculate, but in this case the surface area is given as 154 centimeter square. So what is the relation between surface area and radius? Just go for substituting it. Since surface area is given by 4 pi r square, the surface area given is 154 is equals to 4 pi 22 by 7, and r square need to be calculated. So go for simplifying this, you can get it. For calculating the r, let us keep the r on left hand side. So 154 multiplied by 7, this 7 will multiply to this one, and these 2 will come in denominator. So 4 by 22 will come in denominator. The r square is there, so that r square need to be maintained. Okay, it is like that. So that we have done here. So now go for cancelling this. If we can cancel it, can we cancel anything? Yes, let us try. So 4, so we can take this 2 outside, or even by 4 we can cancel it. So 4 3s are 12, then there is 34. No, we cannot cancel it. So let me take this as the 2, and 154 cancel it by the 2, you can get as 7, 14, and 1477. It is like this. Okay, now 11 is common. So 11 2s are 22, and 11 7s are 77. So students, you be careful in cancelling because it is the r square. So this implies simply r square is equals to, in numerator it is 7 into 7, and denominator it is 2 into 2. It means the r can be taken by 7 into 7 by 2 into 2. So from numerator the 7 is 2 times, so one of the 7 can be taken, and in denominator the 2 is 2 times, so one of the 2 can be taken. So 7 by 2, this much centimeter, or on dividing it become 3.5 centimeter. Are you okay? So this way you have to calculate the radius. For calculating the radius, a square root finally you have to take. So cancel the factor carefully. So this was all about the today class. This way we have finished this chapter also. Even if the volume is required, just you have to substitute the values in the formula. That's all. So this way we have solved the questions. Now you have to do the homework. So write on the homework. Please do the exercise number 13.3. 1 and 2 we have already done earlier. 13.4. These two exercises please do. Okay, then our RC exercise 1, please finish these 3 things quickly. Next day we will go for the new chapter of this mathematics, that is construction. By that way the mathematics for this test will be finished. Construction is there in your syllabus or not for this test, students?